Hey YouTube, you're watching Team APS. In today's video, I'm going to be opening up Starter Deck Yuya. So, I already know that I am extremely late on opening this. This came out like basically 2 weeks ago, but due to some complications, I was not actually able to find a copy. So, I finally have one now, and so we're going to open it up. I'm going to sleeve up some of the good cards. I don't know exactly how many hollows are in this. But quickly, we'll read the back, just, so we know what we're getting into here. This starter deck has everything you need to learn how to duel with your friends, including a ready-to-play deck and beginner's guide to teach you the basics of dueling, including pendulum summoning, as seen in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5 animated series. So, while I actually thought that the Pendulum, Master of Pendulum structure was sort of supposed to be the way to learn pendulum summons, I guess that Konami is kind of touting this as the way to learn pendulum summons. So each starter deck includes 3 commons, 2 ultras, 3 supers, 35 commons, 2 ultras, 3 supers, 3 token cards, beginner's guide, and a deluxe game mat. Never knew they included that many tokens before, but I guess that's their new thing, and I'm actually curious to see what the tokens look like. Recording with the DSLR today, so I'm gonna have to like manually focus a lot of this stuff, unfortunately, but anywho, so you get the beginner's guide. Konami seems very, they don't actually print the regular full rulebook much anymore these days. I guess that's only in structure decks, maybe? I don't know. I don't know what the idea with that is, but anti-theft device. Don't steal, kids, it's wrong. And new playmat. This is, I guess, the new sort of playmat thing they've been touting. Obligatory, this would look better as an actual playmat remark. And I'm sure it is an actual playmat in the OCG, and we just get the ugly paper version. I like that they've changed the font on these two, like, from the old. Anyway, no, I won't be opening on this. I wish if it was an actual playmat I would, but it's not. And the deck itself. So, I know that there are supposed to be a couple of cool new cards in here, but I'm not actually sure what exactly they are. So, I'm going to be reading some of the new stuff and other things I may or may not, so. For those who wonder if I'm left-handed, a lot of people think I'm left-handed when I do these opening videos. I'm not, it's just how I have the camera positioned. It makes you kind of have to awkwardly open things. Okay, so I'm actually going to go over the hollow cards last, I think. So I'll sleeve them up, but I'm going to probably talk about them last, because they're probably among the more important things. So I just want to quickly run through the commons. And don't worry, I'll focus this so we can actually see the cards. Don't worry, no big deal. Eventually, I do want to get a camcorder, not a DSLR. For those camera geeks out there, you'll know about how that works. Where camcorders have a smaller depth of field, or a larger depth of field, and won't have to focus as much. Anyway, okay, so let's take a look at this. Let's focus in on these cards. Performapal Swing Cobra. So it's Pendulum Effect, something about damage, something about. Yeah, so this is just sort of the typical Performapal stuff where they kind of change attack and defense or like have stuff to do with the battle phase. I think this is a new one though. Performapal Teeter Totter Hopper. This actually has a long effect, so maybe this is important. The first time this special summon card be destroyed by battle, it's not. Once returned to your opponent's end phase, you can target a level 3 or lower Performapal monster in your grave. Send this card to the graveyard, and if you do, add that monster to your hand. If a Performapal monster is sent from the hand to your graveyard, except during the damage step, all this card in your grave, you can summon this card. Okay, interesting. Another Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon, go figure. It's not like they include this in every single one. Stargazer Magician. Oh, so they are including some magicians in here. Time Gazer, Performapal Drummerella. I think this is new. Seems new. Seems like it has a lengthy effect. Attack is declared involving the monster you control and your opponent's monster you can target. That monster gains 600 attack. Okay, neat. Not too special, but neat. There are no monsters in the field. You can normal summon this card without tributing. Oh, okay, because it's level 5. When it's normal summon without tributing, its level becomes 4. Once per turn, when an attack is declared, you can target that. Oh, okay, so similar effect, it seems. Second Donkey, the Hippo, Occult Cannon. Archfiend Eccentric, a card I'm pretty happy they reprinted, because even the gold one was kind of tough to get a hold of. They're still like 10 or 15 bucks. And I needed this because I'm building a Magispector deck. Thumbs up if you want to see my Magic Spectre deck profile when I finish that, because I know people are excited to hear that I actually even have real life cards. Random Gene Warp Werewolf, I don't know why. Random Beast King, Pitch Black Werewolf, Dragon Dowser. This seems new. I don't think this is... Okay. It's a worm. When it's destroyed by battle and sent to the grave, or destroyed by opponent's card effect and sent to the grave. Very lengthy wording there. I can special summon an Earth Pendulum monster from my deck in defense position, but destroy it during the end phase. Interesting and actually potent, but since it dies in the end phase, I guess it'll just go in the extra deck face up, but you wouldn't be able to use its effects for anything. I don't know, kind of questionable, kind of slow. Giant Rat, Performapal, Dramatic Theater. Monsters you control gain 200 attack for each monster with a different type. Once per turn, if you control 4 Performapal monsters with different types, you can summon an odd-eyes monster from your hand, deck, or grave. I mean, Sky Iris, right? Smile World. All face-up monsters currently in the field gain 100 attack for each monster. What? That's weird. Hippo Carnival. Is this the new one? No, I think that's the old one. I think the new one comes in the next set. Draw Muscle is an older one. MST, but not Twin Twisters. Come on, guys. Lightning Vortex, but not Raigeki. Book of Moon, cool. Pleased to see that. Burn of the Mighty is an old one. Backup Rider. Target a face-up monster gains 1500 attack until the end of this turn. Oh, but that's not quick play, so... Performapal Showdown. Any number of face-up monsters your opponent controls, up to the number of face-up spell cards you control, change them to face-down defense. Performapal Pinch Helper, I think that already exists. Wall of Disruption. When an opponent's monster declares an attack, all attack position monsters your opponent controls, there's 800 attack for each monster they control. That actually seems useful. Like if you were doing this as a starter deck draft, like one of the starter deck tournaments, like at a YCS, this could be really useful. It'd be considered a power card, I would say. You'd want to hold on to it. Ceasefire to burn your opponent, Raigeki Break, Draining Shield. Threatening Roar, not an awful card to put in. Dark Bribe, good back in its day. Chaos Burst. Pendulum Reborn, pretty neat. And we get 3 tokens, and the tokens, of course, I guess, are the hippos. So these are Yuya's hippo monsters from the show, I'm guessing. That makes sense to use them with Hippo Carnival. Would have been cool if they were hollow, but I mean, it's a starter deck, so I won't be too ASCII. Now let's check out the hollow cards. Performapal Long Phone Bull. This is like long distance phone bill. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. If this card is special summoned, you can add a Performapal monster from your deck to your hand, except a Pendulum monster. You can only use this effect once per turn. Wow, so they made this very specifically Performapal help and not you know, Dracopal type deck help. So I actually like that they took the time to balance this in that way. I mean, that makes it less useful. It probably won't be seeing a whole lot of play because of it, but the fact that they cared enough is cool. Performapal Paratrio, a trio of parrots. Once per turn, if you control a Performapal, Magician, or Odd-Eyes monster in your Pendulum Zone, except this thing, you can make this Pendulum scale become 7 until the end of this turn. That's pretty versatile. And then if this card is destroyed by battle, you can summon a Performapal monster from your deck, except a Pendulum monster. So yeah, I can always be very careful to make these new cards not overly compatible with your existing sort of Dracopal decks. Performapal Momon Carpet. The Pendulum Effect, unless you have a card in your other Pendulum Zone, this is destroyed. When this card's in the Pendulum Zone, any battle damage I take becomes halved. Interesting. And Flip, you can target a set card in the field, destroy it. If this card is special summoned, you can change it to face down defense. A little bit slow, but I guess I can't gauge these by competitive standards. It is still considered a starter deck. And the 2 ultra rares, Performapal King Bear. Once per turn, during the end phase, if this card was activated this turn, you can destroy it, and if you do, add a level 7 or higher monster to your hand that is either in your graveyard or face up in your extra deck. So basically getting back like Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon and maybe this boss monster I ought to read. And its monster effect is it can't be destroyed by battle. Wait, it can't be destroyed by spell or trap effects while it's face up. In face up attack position, it gains 100 attack for each Performapal card you control during your battle phase only. Interesting. And Performapal Sleight Hand Magician. You can special summon this card from your hand by attributing a Performapal monster. Once per turn, you can discard a card, then target a face-up card in the field and destroy it. Yeah, this is kind of overly balanced, I'd say. And you can't really resummon it with like pendulum summoning, but I guess the King Bear can resummon it. Interesting. So, all in all, you get all this stuff. I'll quickly just go through the deck again in case you missed anything. You're going backwards, of course. Dark Bribe and Threatening Roar, cool. Raigeki Break's alright. Wall Disruption seems pretty good if you're doing like a sealed thing. Get some cool spells. A couple of these monsters are new, a couple of them are older. Archfiend Eccentric reprint's really nice. Another Odd Eyes reprint. Some Magicians. 3 cool tokens. And your holo cards. So all in all, I'm gonna go out on a limb, and I don't know a whole lot about how many of these are really useful in the meta. So I don't think this is a great deck for like competitive play or anything, but I think this would be a really fun deck to do like a starter deck duel with. So if you ever at like a regional or a YCS where they're doing that, I think this would be a lot of fun. And I'm guessing you would be able to win a normal version of this playmat or something very similar. So that's cool. I think it's actually a really great starter deck. So I'm gonna give it like, you know, I recommend it. It's only $10. Sounds cool. So yeah, that's the video. If you liked it, be sure to give it a thumbs up and let me know other stuff I can open. Let me know what you think of the structure deck in the comments, or starter deck in the comments below. And yeah, I think that's it. So check out tcgplayer.com for some cool deals. Check out the description for social media and where you can buy a Team APS playmat if you want one. And it's gonna be it. So I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.